All right, this is Chapter 8, Lesson 2, Function Rules. So, a blank is a list of numbers in a specific order. Each number in the list is called a blank of the sequence. In the first blank, you're going to write sequence. And in the second blank, you're going to write term. So a sequence is a list of numbers in a specific order. Each number in the list is called a term of the sequence. Blank blank can be found by adding the same number to the previous term. In a blank blank, each term is found by multiplying the previous term by the same number. In the first two blanks, you're going to write arithmetic, sequence, and in the second two blanks, you're going to write geometric sequence. Okay. So arithmetic is your adding, so you're adding each time. Geometric is you multiply each time. All right, arithmetic and geometric sequences. Determine if a sequence is arithmetic or geometric can help you find the pattern. When you know the pattern, you continue the sequence to find missing terms. So in an arithmetic sequence, I can start with -6 to -1, I added 7. -1 to 8, I added 7. 8 to 15, I added 7. 15 to 22, I added 7. So each time I'm adding 7 on. This should be +1, by the way. Geometric sequence, 2 to 4, I multiplied by 2. Again, I multiplied 4 times 2 to get 8, 8 times 2 to get 16, and 16 times 2 to get 32. So that's a geometric sequence. All right, let's take a look at a couple of examples. My first example says, describe the relationship between the terms in the arithmetic sequence 8, 16, 24, 32. Then write the next 3 terms. So I need to do a couple of things. I first need to figure out what I'm adding each time, and then I need to figure out the next 3 numbers in the sequence. So if I look from 8 to 16, they've already told me it's an arithmetic sequence, which means I'm going to add. So 8 plus what gives me 16? Well, 8 plus 8 gives me 16. 16 plus 8 gives me 24. 24 plus 8 gives me 32. So I'm adding by 8 each time. So that's my pattern. Okay, so then I continue to find the next 3 terms. 32 plus 8 is 40. 40 plus 8 is 48. And 48 plus 8 is 56. So the next 3 terms in my sequence are 40, 48, and 56. Number 2 says, describe the relationship between the terms in the geometric sequence. So for this one, I'm going to be multiplying because I'm dealing with geometric sequences. Okay, I have 2, 4, 8, and 16. Well, I have to think, what times 2 gets me to 4? Well, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Then I write the next 3 terms. Each term is found by multiplying the previous term by 2. Continue the pattern to find the next 3 terms. So 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times 2 is 64. And 64 times 2 is 128. So the next 3 terms are 32, 64, and 128. You can also go backwards and find the rule. A sequence can be shown in a table. The table gives both the position of each term in the list and the value of the term. So my first one is 8, my second is 16, my third is 24, and my fourth is 32, and so on. So you can write an algebraic expression to describe the sequence. The value of each term can be described as a function of its position in the sequence. In the table above, the position can be considered the input, and the value of the term the output. So, looking at a couple of examples, number 3 says use words and symbols to describe the value of each term as a function of its position. Then find the value of the 10th term. So, I have 1, 4, 2, 8, 3, 12, and 4, 16. So I need to figure out where I'm going. Is it an arithmetic sequence or is it a geometric sequence? Am I multiplying each time or am I adding each time? So going from 4 to 8, I'm adding 4. Okay? From 8 to 12, I'm adding 4. 12 to 16, I'm adding 4. But if I'm going 1 to 4, if I'm looking at it this way, 1 to 4, 2 to 8, I still get a ratio of 4, so I'm multiplying each time. Notice that the value of each term is 4 times its position number. So 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16. So the value of the term in position n is 4n. 4n. Now find the value of the 10th term. 4n, where I substitute in 10 for n, 4 times 10 is 40. So the value of the 10th term in the sequence is 40. Alright, there are a couple of try problems out below. I want you to go ahead, pause the video, try them out, and when you're done, we'll go over the answers together. Alright, now that you've had a chance to try out the try problems, let's go over them together. So, for letter A, I'm describing the relationship between the terms and then writing the next 3 terms. So my terms are 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm looking. What do I do to get from 2 to 4? Well, I could add or I could multiply. Well, 2 plus 2 gives me 4. Does 4 plus 2 give me 6? Does 6 plus 2 give me 8? Yes. So I'm adding by 2 each time, so this is an arithmetic sequence. Plus 2. Okay, so arithmetic plus 2. So then 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. And 12 plus 2 is 14. For letter B, I have 3, 6, 12, and 14. So again, I need to figure out if it's an arithmetic or a geometric sequence. I can add 3 plus 3 to give me 6, but 6 plus 3 doesn't give me 12. So it must be multiplication. 3 times 2 gives me 6. 6 times 2 gives me 12. 12 times 2 gives me 24. So this is a geometric sequence. And I'm multiplying by 2. 24 times 2 is 48. 48 times 2 is 96. And 96 times 2 is 192. For letter C, I have 0, 3, 6, and 9. Looking at 0 and knowing that I have 0 means I know I have to have an arithmetic sequence because I can't multiply anything by 0 and get another number other than 0. So I have to be adding 0 plus what gives me 3 is 3. So this is an arithmetic sequence. And I'm adding 3. So 9 plus 3 is 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, and 15 plus 3 is 18. For my last 2 problems, I want to use words and symbols to describe the value of each term as a function of its position, then find the value of the 9th term. So, looking at 2 to 12, 3 to 18, 4 to 24, and 5 to 30. I can see that 2 times what gives me 12? Well, 2 times 6 gives me 12. 3 times 6 gives me 18, 4 times 6 gives me 24, and 5 times 6 gives me 30. So this means that it's 6n is my rule. So then I can do 6 times 9, which equals 54. So my 9th term is 54. Alright, for this one I have 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I can notice that I can't divide anything or multiply anything by each of these, so I must be adding each time. So, from 7 to 8, I'm adding 1. From 3 to 7, I'm adding 4 each time. So 4 plus 4 is 8, 5 plus 4 is 9, 6 plus 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. So this must be n plus 4 is my rule. And then I want to know what my 9th term is. My 9th position. So 9 plus 4 equals 13. And And that is the end of Chapter 8, Lesson 2.